yawn and telescoped the handle to its full height in one swift yank. "I'll keep that in mind." The driver, his card said his name was Bruno, lifted her free hand to his lips and kissed her knuckles. "Until we meet again, beautiful lady." She raised an eyebrow at him. "Are all Italian men as forward as you?" "No." He winked. "They just wish they were." The mischievous sparkle in his gray eyes, the same shade as the streaks of silver in his salt-and-pepper hair, kept her from pulling away. "You know, if you were American, I'd have to slap you." "Bah!" he scoffed. "Americanos, your men know nothing about love. They think pinching a woman's ass is foreplay." "I didn't come to Italy to find love." Or foreplay, for that matter. Not that she was discussing her sex life, or lack thereof, with her cab driver. "Ah, but perhaps love will find you." With those last unlikely words of wisdom, he hopped into his taxi and sped off, leaving Zoe tired, queasy, and more than a little sore, thanks to almost 20 hours of planes, trains, and one particularly nausea-inducing automobile. She dragged her suitcase to the front door and punched in the code the rental agency had given her to the keyless lock. The door swung silently open to reveal a sight unlike anything she'd ever seen. An enormous, high-ceilinged, elaborately tiled foyer led directly into a sunken living room. A wall of windows flanked sliding glass doors that looked out over a stone patio with a lush, vine-covered pergola and an in-ground swimming pool. Beyond the ornate wrought-iron fence that rimmed the patio, sparks of late-afternoon sunlight bounced off the Mediterranean. But none of that was what had her heart pounding and her hand wavering between fanning herself and pulling out her cell phone to dial 911, or whatever the Italian equivalent of 911 was. No. That honor went to the man standing just outside the wide-open sliders, naked as the day he was born, like a living, breathing statue of David, his firm, fine ass on full display as he toweled off his hair. Water sluiced down the sculpted muscles of his shoulders and back, over that biteable olive-skinned behind, and down trim, toned legs, dripping onto the smooth stones. Logic overtook lust, and she backpedaled toward the main entrance, one hand hauling her suitcase, the other groping in her backpack for her phone. She'd almost made it to the front door when the real-life sculpture slung the towel around his neck and turned, giving her a full frontal view as magnificent as his backside. Well-defined pecs, washboard abs. Was that an 8-pack? A narrow waist tapering to hips with that perfect male V that stunned women stupid, and between his legs... Holy man-meat, Batman. Even flaccid, his penis was impressive. Erect, it must be intimidating as hell. Not that she was picturing him rigid and swollen with arousal. Much. She dragged her gaze up his torso and met his eyes, storm cloud gray and brooding, framed by the kind of lashes women paid top dollar for, long and lush with just the right amount of curl. Dark hair, still damp and sexily mussed, flopped over one brow, and his lips pressed into a thin, harsh line beneath a patrician nose. I'm sorry," she stammered, willing her eyes not to drift south. Wait, why was she apologizing? He was the one trespassing, not her. If anyone owed anyone an apology, it was him to her, not vice versa. She stood her suitcase on its end and folded her arms across her chest, trying her best to look as menacing as her 5 feet 4 inches would allow. "I mean, who are you, and what are you doing here?" His lips curled into a smirk, and he matched her pose, making no attempt whatsoever to cover himself. And why should he? He sure as hell didn't have anything to be ashamed of. Maybe he was some sort of exhibitionist, breaking into homes, stripping down to his birthday suit, and lying in wait to surprise unsuspecting residents. "I'm Dante Sabatini, the owner of this villa." His perfect English was laced with a lilting Italian accent that almost
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.